These are the Grid V4 playing cards by Luke Wadey. The tuck box is done in a neon green, which happens to be my exact favorite color. It says Grid on the one side. On the bottom corner, it has Luke Wadey's logo, and it says Series 4. Both long edges say Grid 4 and have Luke Wadey's logo again. The bottom has some ad copy. The top has Luke's logo and says GS4. The back is going to be just like the front, except for it says Series 4 Typographic playing cards designed by Luke Wadey. And you're also going to have a custom GS4 tuck seal. On the large inner tuck flap, you have a small dash at the bottom, and nothing else on the inside of the tuck box. The back design is going to say Grid across this side, have a massive 4 all the way over the top of it, say Grid here and Series 4 there. And because of this one-way design, the fans of this deck are super fun. One way looks like this, and the better way looks like this. That's a gorgeous fan. The other move that looks really good with this deck is Under Pressure, which looks like this. Now we're onto the face cards, and there's some really fun details about this deck. First is that it'll just say A or 2 or 3 on each one of the different cards for the value, instead of having multiple pips. It'll always say the suit right across here, but the top left and bottom right will still be standard, that way you can still play card games. At the top in the center, you'll always have what the value is, and here, here, and here, it'll say what the value and suits are again. So just in case you're ever confused about what the value or suit is for this deck, you'll always know because it says it in like 5 different ways. The other thing that's really fun are these 2 bars right here. The lower one is cut into 4 sections, so depending on how far over the bar is, that'll tell you what the suit is. And the top one is cut into 13 sections and does the same thing. So as you riffle through, you'll get to see the dots go from one side to the other, just like that. Now you probably noticed that all these cards were not black on the faces. Your black cards are still black like a normal deck, but now your red cards are completely red. You should also know that the court cards don't have anything different either. They are also going to be the letters, and that fanning this deck will look like this. You then get 2 cards that combine that say this card is one of your GS4 jokers. The one says this is one of your GS4 jokers, and the other says this is also one of your GS4 jokers. Your next ad card just says GS4, and your standard Luke Wadey ad card. Now let's hope that this deck can handle as well as it looks. When it comes to the Faro shuffle, it handles perfectly every other, no issue on that at all. See if we can cut it straight down the middle. Nope, bad cut, but still Faro's beautifully, so no issues there either. Now this is what it's going to look like when mixed up. Now we're on to the stock feel and finish of this deck of playing cards. The stock is going to be a little bit thicker than a normal deck of playing cards. The finish is going to be the coating that goes on a deck of cards, and the finish on these are absolutely beautiful. There's been no issues whatsoever when it comes to the finish, and you'll be able to see that by the way that it glides both by when I've been doing all these different fans and when I do something like this. So if it didn't have a good finish, it would not be able to do these fans, and this is what the back design looks like when mixed up, so still super gorgeous. And then when it comes to the feel of this deck of playing cards, it is going to be a little bit more on the buttery side. So if you don't know the difference on what buttery is, snappy decks are more for things like backdrop or ATM, which would look like this subsequently, which just require a little bit more pop to the deck. A little bit less malleability. More malleability is going to be a more buttery deck, which requires something like a card spring or Under Pressure like I did earlier. Let's do it from this side this time because you haven't seen that yet. So Under Pressure and the Card Spring are going to be moves that require a little bit more malleability. This one's going to have a lot of it. So if you do want to pick up the Grid Series 4 playing card, you can check them out in the description below. I will have them linked down there so you can pick them up for yourself if you do want them. The link to these will be here. And make sure to subscribe for more deck reviews just like this one. I'll catch you guys in the next video. This is CPM signing off.